An update to a story we first brought you on Saturday. Authorities are now saying it does not appear a suspect arrested downtown actively stabbed a Duluth police officer. According to court documents today, 22-year-old Kevin Colliard was charged with obstructing the legal process, disorderly conduct, and fleeing a police officer. The incident started around 12:30 Saturday morning in downtown. Police were called when an intoxicated man was allegedly threatening ambulance staff. Officers found Colliard, who walked away from the ambulance and fell in an intersection. Colliard allegedly did not follow officers' commands, which then led to an officer using a maneuver to try and get him under control. At that point, the officer felt he was being stabbed in the leg by what was later found out to be an unsheathed paring knife in Colliard's jacket pocket. The wound was severe and required a tourniquet to stop the bleeding. That officer is expected to be okay. Now, Colliard is in jail. A judge set his bail at $20,000. In a news release Saturday evening, Duluth police originally claimed Colliard had stabbed the officer during the incident. That first-degree assault charge has now been downgraded to the obstruction charge.